Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make him a throw and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear not hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rub and cheat, and not press the poor. Make up what I seen to make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red, I. How they want to see, they didn't can sell out Rasta, and sell it out, I sell out Babylon. They give man throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man throw and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see, they didn't can sell out Rasta, I sell out, I sell out Babylon. Yes, stop on the right. Give a throw and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black baby man, throw and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what's a black? Big him and throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
With over 100 missiles pointing at Venezuela, it's just a matter of bad mood before President Trump attacked Nicolas Maduro. That boy is mine, said Desmond McKenzie. What is really happening in the Jamaica Labour Party? The Jamaica Labour Party who regularly tell us we not power in a chichiman car, but we often see them hugging in some godforsaken ways. Is it a subliminal message? I didn't know the Minister of Local Government was a cougar. Hey. Good evening, globalists. Welcome. Thank you all for joining us. A tight spot is exactly the space that Prime Minister Andrew Holness has found himself in. It's generally what would happen to a prostitute if you sleep with two men on the same block. How the Prime Minister will whittle his way out of it, that will be for the future. Good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining us. It is your station, Global TV, and your program, The People's Point of View. Welcome one and all. Thank you for joining us. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good evening and welcome. Thank you all for joining us. One big good evening. Me can't do roll call because my eye has been in the phone all day. And true because of that, I can't see a thing right here now. And we have to look on some oldness galang in them. Is the Prime Minister taking my advice? Because something I have been advising the Prime Minister on from the very start. Oopsie daisy. Instanani, oh you do. Oopsie daisy. The Prime Minister finally agreed that Global TV was right. There really wasn't a reason for the Prime Minister to create the Office of Constitution and Legal Affairs. And the Prime Minister has now finally agreed with me that it was just a thing for Marlene, but now that we may find something else for her to do, we can subsume it with the Ministry of Justice, which that portfolio was already for the Ministry of Justice. Do you understand how much money Andrew Holness has wasted within that time with this new office, new building, new staff, and all of that, and the new minister? Do you understand how much of your public resources has been spent to keep one of the Prime Minister's skettle very happy? No, sir. Prime Minister, for those of you coming now, go read for any honor tonight because my eye has been in phone everything from morning. I barely can see diddly squat, but the Gleaner article that was published yesterday in relation to Trump putting Jamaica on the major drug producing and transporting list. It's from this what do you call it? US State Department publication on September the 15th, 2025, a day before the Prime Minister took the oath of office. The day after the Prime Minister took the oath of office, you have Chinese workers protesting in our country. Are they allowed? Certainly, because we are a democracy. And when you live in a democracy, even as a foreigner, the rules of democracy does apply to you. They are entitled. Debian, did you want to come up or something you touch wrong? Debian, did you want to come up? Hold on, let me disconnect Debbie. I already attacked say again. Yes, this is the U.S. State Department publication, but the U.S. State Department published this the day. Okay, Deb, no problem. The U.S. State Department made this publication a day before the Prime Minister's inauguration. And then the Chinese started to demonstrate. Is there any coincidence in this? Is this just isolated incident? Or is it that the Chinese and the Americans are showing Andrew Holness something at the moment? That is not quite clear. How the two of them just pop up so all of a sudden. But we'll wait to see the outcome. We'll also wait to see how our Prime Minister will deal with the tight riddle room that he has to work in. But certainly, what we will not and should not and must not accept from the Prime Minister is a cloud of silence, because Trump already have over 100 bombs pointing at Venezuela. It's a matter of when Trump wakes up and somebody does or says something to piss the president off, and all hell could break loose. So it's a dangerous escalation which we're not going to take our eye off, and we're still waiting for the Prime Minister of Jamaica to deal with this dangerous escalation of President Trump drug war. Let us go to the Prime Minister's cabinet and then we'll come back a road. Because, hold on there, that boy is mine, said Desmond. What kind of hug up and hold up and feel up them up on the King's House lands, Mr. Mackenzie? Huh? Minister of Local Government, what kind of hug up and love up and feel up? I saw the bright all in front of the camera, me not so bright. Me, Mr. Mackenzie, even though I go to school, I really am not that bright. I really am not that bright to do things, to go and hug up a man in front of a camera like the minister is doing. I'm not that bright. I'm just not that bright. Never learned that at school, Mr. Mackenzie. That never in my class at all. They say, rub off the blackboard, rub off the blackboard. But this is the prostitution of the Jamaica Labour Party. They are so comfortable with themselves. So till camera don't frighten them. Nothing don't matter to them. The thief, another thief is back. Or two thieves is back. Andrew Wheatley and the one who still have the police vehicles outstanding. Yes, that one. That one with the police vehicle them. But am I on the right? Me can't see nothing on this screen, so let me look if me up on the right, since I think so. Let us go to the Prime Minister's cabinet. When I tell you there's no talent in the Jamaica Labour Party, absolutely zilch, nada, nil pois, ketep, nothing, no talent. Because if the Prime Minister have to come back with the old rustle up scandal back then, the Prime Minister returned with the same old rustle up scandal bag, then what do you expect? Same old, same old. Isn't that what we have been getting for a time now? Same old, same old. Make we turn it around where we can fix it good and read it. Right. You would have noticed that the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation had a slight changes. It's not because I think he has, in his small mind, he has sorted out the job crisis or the job issue in our country. So therefore, the Prime Minister did a tweaking of the Economic Growth Department. It is now Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development. Take careful note of the word. Infrastructure Development. Dr. Andrew Holness hold those positions along with the Prime Minister and the Minister of Defense. Yes, Dr. Holness. Deputy Prime Minister and National Security and Peace. Peace of what? Peace of this, peace of that. But certainly Dr. Chang, who regularly import illegal AK-47s into the country. Dr. Chang, who is the leader of the Stone Crusher gang, Dr. Chang, who's taking out bullets out of gang members and not reporting it to the police, is responsible for national security and peace. Yes. And if Andrew Holness dropped dead tomorrow, Dr. Chang becomes your prime minister. Yes, that same Dr. Chang that cannot have a diplomatic sit down with his counterparts abroad. He should have just called it instructor for two catching hypeness. Instructor development, or how Anvas call it. Now, dear dull Mary come back at finance and public service. Kamina Johnson Smith is back at foreign affairs and foreign trade. Edmund Bartlett is back at tourism. Absolutely no talent in the Jamaica Labour Party. So you really cannot switch around anyone. Minister of Health and Wellness, Christopher Tufton. Lucky they never find something else add to that. Minister of Culture, Transgender Entertainment and Sport. You know that old twerp. Minister of Justice, Legal and Constitutional Affairs, Delroy Chuck. Have you seen the way some money now? I have been talking about this from the Prime Minister set this up. The constitutional review was a remit for the Department of Justice. The Prime Minister created an office for many years, wasting taxpayers' money in several different ways. And now the Prime Minister is coming to tell us, oh, I have subsumed the Office of Legal and Constitutional Affairs into the Justice Department. Prime Minister, the Office of Legal and Constitutional Affairs should have never been created. All right, as I've advised you back then, you can create it, but not as an office. You can create it as a branch of the Ministry of Justice, which is exactly, Prime Minister, what you're doing now. So you say, the Prime Minister, I wonder if it's because you know how the power to have the tough head again, Prime Minister. You have a slight turnaround, because this is how it should have always been. If you think you need a focus on the office and everybody hand there full, all you have to do, create a branch within the Ministry of Justice and say this is to deal with legal and constitutional affairs. Now, after we have wasted so much money in a fiscal prudence economy, Andrew Holness come throw dirty water in our face and say, oh, really never needed it. We could have always lumped it together with the Ministry of Justice. It was just waste of time and waste of money. Fiscal prudent Prime Minister. I haven't seen anything for Delano so far yet. I don't know if they're going to get junior ministers' posts. Now, let's move on to, where were we? With our Delroy Chuck. Education, Skills, Youth and Information, still Dana Dixon. Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, still Orbin Hill. Then we move over. Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, still, you know, the lady hugging up that young man, the cougar. Yeah, still her. Minister of Labor and Social Security, Pernell Charles' younger daughter. I never miss it, so a Chopper Johnson, you know, come blame me. Say me I cast anything by you. I'm only saying what Chopper John said. Minister of Transport. Digital, what happened this morning? What happened with the internet connection in our country? I want one. Anyway, Minister of Transport, Telecommunications, and Energy. Have you noticed Andrew Holness has taken off something off Darrell's hand? We will get there. Minister of Agriculture, the Furberger minister, obviously. Now, Matthew Samuda has seemed to get a portfolio rather than hinching under the arm of the Prime Minister. Matthew Samuda has now gotten a portfolio. Minister of Water, Environment and Climate Change, Matthew Samuda. Minister without portfolio in the Office of Plenty Ministry. Minister with responsibility for efficiency, innovation, and digital transformation, Ambassador R.J. Marks, you know, another common skettle. Minister without portfolio in the Office of Plenty Ministry. Minister with responsibility for science, technology, and special project, the criminal, the thief, Andrew Wheatley. I didn't see what you said, Max Romeo, so I can't agree. I wasn't focusing on this screen. Andrew Wheatley is back in the Office of Plenty Ministry. Science and Technology, the Prime Minister has that now under his portfolio, not Darrell Vaz anymore. And the Prime Minister has added to it what is called Special Project. I don't see. Hold on. Oh, yes, he's there. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development with responsibility, here, no, a thief is now given the responsibility for land titling, and settlement. Lord God Almighty. I don't respond to people calling other vloggers' name on my platform, Max Romeo. It's one of the things that is not allowed on this platform. Nobody is allowed to call any other vlogger's name over here if I'm not the one who's doing it. Now, minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation with responsibility for works, that's a National Works Agency, still Nestor Morgan. Now, when the junior ministers are being published, we want to see if Orlando Terrelang is back with Kamina Johnson-Simmet. We want to see if Delano is back with Edmund Bartlett. We want to see if Cockburn Finn is with, Horace Chang. I don't see anything for Juliet Holness. I haven't seen anything put forward for the Speaker of the House. But given that Marlene Malahou fourth portfolio has been taken away from her and been lumped with the Ministry of Justice, which it should have always been. Then I do believe Marlene is the one who will be going on the speaker's chair. Don't you think? What about Rhoda? I haven't seen anything for it because these are what you would call the Secretary of State's job. What will come after is the junior minister's job, or they call them state ministers. So we are waiting to see. I haven't seen that publication yet. I don't know if that is coming today or it will come at a later point. But certainly that has not been delivered yet. Right. Mark Golding, opposition cabinet. I don't think he has completed his yet either. Donna Scott Motley, Professor Floyd Morris, Lambert Brown, Keisha Gale Anderson, Alan Rutherford. Alan is going to the Senate. Oh, no, these are Senate positions. Back to the reality cover. I'm not happy with this, though. I think Raymond Price or Dr. Horton should have been brought into the Senate. But these are the senators for the People's National Party. Donna Scott Motley, Professor Floyd Morris, Lambert Brown, Keisha Gale Anderson, Alan Rutherford Bernard. That's the guy who went against Horace Chang and lost, which he would never win against the thief anyway. Dr. Is it Mazeki Thames? Something of the sort. Mr. Roman Smalls Ferguson. Don't know who that person is. Wow. Cleveland Tomlinson, you know, the young guy normally at the press conference. Cleveland Tomlinson is being brought into the Senate as well. Has been brought into the Senate as well. We should have Mark Golding line up tomorrow or sometime in the future of the different shadow positions, how he will outline all that. But as for the Jamaica Labour Party, I mean, governments normally, especially under the Westminster system, because you're not serving based on Congress appointment, you're serving at the leisure of the Prime Minister as a cabinet member. I mean, Andrew, freshen up the thing. How much time people will tell you that the Jamaican people do not have confidence in Dr. Chang? The Jamaican people do not have confidence in Dr. Chang. You have had the information long time ago, Prime Minister. Long time ago. And to come back after all of this, we thought you were going to bring in some new talent to try to do things differently in some areas which they're not working. What about people like Rhoda and Currency of them who you don't give a chance yet, Prime Minister? You brought back two thieves, Andrew Wheatley and Bobby Montague, into the cabinet. Why? Why not give young people the opportunity to excel? There's Rhoda, there's Carencia, there's Tova Hamilton. There's so many numbskulls, Prime Minister, that you have where you could have do a turnaround. But then again, if he had done the turnaround, Would it make a blind difference if all of them dunce and drunk and all of them get served up the same mad puss piss junk by the Prime Minister? Would it really make any difference? Or better we just hop on the one bad leg where we have gone down the road. Hop on the one bad leg where we have gone down the road until the leg get better or the leg left where road. Because it's literally what the Prime Minister, ancient cabinet, your cabinet too ancient, sir. Your cabinet is too ancient. Delroy Chuck, justice. I mean, why didn't you ship out Delroy Chuck from justice and give Marlene Malaho forth? I mean, she's hypocritical and she's biased, but she don't seem as if she's suffering from dementia. Like it appears as if Delroy Chuck now remember anything at all. I don't understand anything. Do you expect any improvement, Jamaica people? Given that are the same old dishcloth them the Prime Minister come back with. Do you see any difference coming forward? What happened to the young people them in the Jamaica Labour Party Prime Minister? Why you can't put some of the old people in an armchair and give young people the opportunity to excel in your government? Me not understand. Me not understand. It look like them people they hold Andrew Holness something. So Andrew Holness can't remove them. Andrew Holness stuck with them because if I'm not stuck with them, they are going to come after me. If I'm not stuck with them, they are going to come after me. So some out Jamaicans. Jamaicans with the source them out. When you come here. So some out useless Jamaicans. We're afraid to demonstrate in our own country over our own rights. Abe, the communist Chinese workers is coming to show you how it is done. No work, no pay, no work. But to the Prime Minister, if I the Jamaicans out there today, you know, sir, me feel to say, you don't send your bad man police them, go harass them. Prime Minister, I dare you. I dare you, Prime Minister. You see what makes these people powerful wherever in the world they are? They have a very powerful homeland. They have a very powerful economy. So governments across the world will be very, very careful how they treat Chinese national working in their country or living in their country. The laws that apply to you, Jamaicans, as per the JCF, might just not be the rules that apply to them. They are allowed to demonstrate. When you live in a democracy, regardless of the system that you are from, whether you are from a communist system, a theocratic, an authoritarian, a dictatorship system, once you get into the short skirt, walk naked, do whatever you want, democracy, that rules. You enjoy the chimneys of democracy. And they are making well of it. Jamaicans, when unago really do something meaningful to protect our rights. We can't make everybody come into the country come have more rights than honor. No, sir. Now, this was a project that was signed off and financed before Portia Simpson leave government, but because Portia Simpson lost, them never get on the way with it. Question, Prime Minister, where the money there? Where is the money? This is what I don't understand with labor rights. The good economy that we're always been, it's been always pushed down our throat about how the Prime Minister has turned the economy around. It's not showing in wages. It is not showing in wages. And if the economy was so good, then the government shouldn't be in a pay debacle with workers. So I don't understand how labor rights and the Prime Minister really work out these things that they expect us to believe. What public sector? So, me don't know, Andrew Holness, them still tell we how the economy good. But the workers, Chinese and Jamaicans, are you an economist? That question is irrelevant. The question is irrelevant. Are you saying that only economists know when an economy has improved, and only an economist can see and realize and actualize the benefits of a good economy? Don't you think it would show in pay and other areas? The spending in the spending on your roads, the spending on your hospitals, the spending on your school infrastructure, and all of that? Let me answer your question. Kind of like you know, I'm qualified in law. I did a bachelor's and a master's, and I've also read political science and economics. Are you happy now? Are you happy now that I have the right to speak on those matters because I have educated myself on the matter? But if it is that our economy is doing so well, there are ways where it trickles down to us. There are ways where it trickles down to us, such as pay, raise a pay, the money spent in the different areas of government. Those are how you see the benefits of a good economy. But we're not seeing it because last year we end the year on a technical recession based on the numbers. Our economy is flatline. What flatline means in economic terms? It means the economy is not growing or it's not decreasing. It's just flatline. All public sector workers and other sectors are seeing the benefit. Woman, you liar. Whether you're a woman or you're a man, you're liar and wicked. Did you not see the face-off between teachers and the government just before election, where Dana Dixon insult them, where the government have promised them a 0% in a day? Are you talking about the public sector like the prime minister and members of parliament and councillors that has received such a wage hike of 300%? When the labor right love come over here, would cloud pie in the sky argument, because if you study whether be law, economics, or political science, as I have done, you wouldn't be here asking me those questions. You would be asking the prime minister, can you show us which part the good economy has trickled to the people that you have promised prosperity? Or no one come hug up like no one come hug up like the cougar. Like the cougar with the young boy. I don't know if that's your problem, lady, or sir, whoever you may be. If I the cougar, will you say hug up the young boy? Sometimes old man love bad boys still. Babsy is one of them. Desmond Mackenzie might just turn out to be one of them as well. So, if the government want to retroactive pay, the people them will forget their retroactive money. Want to them people there? Do you know? Because you said the people of Jamaica, public sector workers, are feeling it. If we public sector workers are feeling the good economic management and the fiscal prudence, why them all left with country and run away? Go take abuse Europe and America just feel like a better up here. Because it's not a better life, you know. It's a better pay. So when you not come over here, you don't know one attacks. You should know by now that dunce does not reside over here. On the labor right have a way of coming with a broad brush argument. The public sectors are feeling it. Can you outline to the public which part of public sector workers are feeling it? Are the teachers feeling it? Are the firemen feeling it? Are the police officers feeling it? But then again, on our labor rights, on our labor rights, we don't expect better from you. If the prime minister said jump, you ask the prime minister, do you want me to jump in Maca, sir? I might as well just walk and hug up a young boy like Desmond Mackenzie. But Darrell Val said we don't power in a Chichiman car. So never mind that jazz. Prime Minister Andrew Holness. And for those of you who are interested, you can read the U.S. State Department release yourself. It is on Google. It is on Google. Once you just type in or speak to your mic, the U.S. State Department recent release on Jamaica, it will pop you up this document among others. This is, for me, dangerous. This is, anybody don't take President Trump madness dangerous, then you're not on this planet. President Trump don't do things by the book. He does it by how he feels. Now, I know in all of these things, there are what is called backroom diplomacy. That's for Andrew Holness and Trump or Marco Rubio work out what they don't want within know in in a private. But they don't want we know in a public, them work it out in a private. But what we would really want to know from the Prime Minister, what are your stance on the matter? Will you ditch a Chinese alliance like we saw President Trump put on the Panamanians to do, not to renew a deal they had with China? Or will we be having multiple partners in the world and ask America to respect our choices? But then again, with Donald Trump not respect anything. Is there an oil context to this in Jamaica? As we are aware, there's an oil context because Donald Trump says, I want that oil. Can you know say emote raw to a degree where other president would just it up some diplomatic way and put it out there. President Trump blatantly told us, I want that oil. Going by the information on United Oil and Gas website, there's oil to be had in Jamaica as well. Is it that President Trump is coming after our oil as well? Jamaica people, wake up. Wake up. I have been warning you for over 2 years about this geopolitical warfare that Jamaica will end up in with the Chinese and the Americans. It is here, and some of you still don't get it. Some of you still think a propagandist, a propaganda we have spread simply because some of you don't read, one, and another thing, you don't willing to accept truth or facts. If the narrative don't suit you really don't care. The danger that is coming, Jamaica, will hit all of us. All of us. Now, if Trump, like he said the other day, cut tie with the Cuban healthcare workers, and we follow pursuit, is that what, if America said cut ties with China, is that what we're going to do with nothing coming from America to buttress whatever assistance we were getting from China? The problem is, I don't have a problem with the Chinese alliance per se, because alliance is alliance. The whole of them are in their interests. The difference with the Americans and the Chinese, though, the Chinese will let you operate at your free will. The Americans, on the other hand, will place a demand on you to pick a side, because what America wants is to make sure everybody is on my side. The world has gone past that, even though America cannot see that. Will Holness give up whatever deal or agreement we have with the Chinese, especially upon some of the big road infrastructure, where for 500 years under the British and the Americans, they've never assisted us with our highways in the way we got assistance from China? Now, my problem is not the Chinese per se, is how our government, how our leaders sold us out. How our leaders, when they're going to the table, they go with their gut and pocket and not on the interests of the Jamaican people. We're always going to have bilaterals and multilateral deals with various countries. But when you, as a government, take those decisions without your people interest at heart of it, you literally cannot blame the Chinese for that. The Chinese do not operate the policies in our country. The Chinese don't make the laws in our country. So when government are going to give the Chinese them tax write-off and we not get it, you cannot blame the Chinese. The government set the economy in a way where the Chinese monopolize it. You cannot blame the Chinese. When you open up into what is called free market or globalization, these are the things you put yourself to. You, though, as the country's leader, ought to make a balance in your decision so your people can benefit and the other side where I make the deal with can benefit. Because our leaders make decisions in the interest of gut and pocket, we are not at the table when these decisions are being made or these contracts are being drawn up and signed up. And these are where we ought to focus on our leader and hold our leader accountable. Chinese come in as the state of China. They don't come in as single people. They don't have to come in and work and build up themselves. They already come into the country. This is Chinese soft power. They already come into the country with money to create business and all of that, because Chinese are not individual, they are a state. So them not operate on a single person like us, the Jamaican, operate singular. Whenever we're dealing with them as individuals, we are dealing with the state of China. That's how it is. So when we government make sure them set the things so Chinese can come in and overflood the market, and all of the people in a Black River and Santa Cruz, all of the black people in a Black River and Santa Cruz who used to own supermarket, they've been bid out because the Chinese outdo them. Because when our government make deal, them not have no regulation to protect us. Them not have no regulation to protect our businesses. And that's why you see a lot of these black wholesale and supermarket, well, when we are grow up, black people, they own them. They're all owned by Chinese now. I must say one supermarket in a Black River now where black people own, or where Jamaican own. This is not a fault of the Chinese. This is not a fault of the Chinese. You're going to find greedy people wherever you go. And if people see the space to take liberties as a human being nature stay, y'all go take liberties. Y'all go want more. So we can blame them for those things. We can blame them for the tax break given to them by government and them manipulate it by starting a new business whenever time it coming up to start paying tax. You create, this is how the law is created. There's always wiggle room and clause or exception created in law. And if you know how to use them, you can use them to your advantage. It's simple what the Chinese are doing. What we don't have is government that work within our interests. And that's why we must hold our leaders to account. Because if we don't hold them to account, they will think we are comfortable with all of them crime and them chickini where them are carry out against we. And then you just have no change. You'll just have the same old, continue to go on. So we, the people of Jamaica, must stop blaming the Chinese and blame us and our governments more. Blame us for not participating in the way our country is run. Blame us for not being knowledgeable enough of the system we live in. Blame our government for catering to their pockets and their position and not to the people who elect them to do on their behalf. We have a lot of blame in the way how governance run in our country. We have a massive blame in how all of these things carry on. Because if it is that your government do all these things that go against your social development, and you just sit down and relax, nothing is going to happen. As I said this morning, look at Kenya. They raised tax and parliament was invaded. There was disruption across the country for weeks by young people. Look at Nepal. The same thing our parliamentarians did. Andrew Holness, the Nepal leaders sought to do the same thing. And young people tore that country up. The only young people in this world, me not say, show their presence to government are Jamaicans. Remember during COVID as well, there was many countries, even in the Caribbean, protesting. And they weren't under such a draconian rules as we were placed under by Andrew Holness. And we're going to demonstrate. So we can continue want everybody to stand up for we. And let me say this. Stop looking for America to enforce laws in our country. All politicians have a criminality under their belt. All of them. The US will only use it against them when they go against US foreign policy interests. Not that you, the people of Jamaica, are fed up of Andrew Holness's crime. Not that the US cares about the crime our politicians commit against us. If it doesn't threaten the United States foreign policy, your leader can go around and commit any amount of crime they want against you. It's not the United States problem. It is, in international law, a domestic issue, something that ought to be dealt with by our law enforcement. When them trouble the US money and them something there, and like how you see the US quote unquote come after them for drugs, transportation, and production. If it doesn't affect US foreign policy, the US doesn't care about what happens to you on a domestic level. Of course, they always do human rights report, and if you read the last human rights report, it tells you of the concern that the US State Department have when it comes to extrajudicial killing. by the security services in Jamaica. The 2024 report says that. The 2024 report coming out of the US, the Human Rights Watch report, states that. So they are aware. There is nothing in Jamaica that they are not aware of. Spies work on many different levels. Not only the CIA are spies. You have what is called low-level spies, such as your investors and your long-term tourists. They are low-level spies which impart information to their foreign department or to their embassy. And nobody come tell me, say a lie, me I tell. Labor rights on the don't bother come tell me, say a lie, me I tell. The low-level spies, which we don't have much concern about, they are the ones who provide the information on the ground across the country. So don't bother think to say the United States is not up to date with everything is going on in Jamaica. From the late 1970s, the CIA has never left Jamaica. Jamaica is before the growth of China and all of that. After World War II, other than the Soviet bloc, everything in the world was the United States backyard. Thus, the United States said to Europe after World War II, take Africa and redevelop yourself. Backside, we don't hear say France a fall apart because France can get gold, uranium, and all of that from the African countries where they've been digging out for years. So France is really falling apart. It's just a matter of time. So the United States see Jamaica as one of the very much pivotal part of its backyard territory because of Jamaica's positioning when it comes to the shipping and all of them, something they want to understand. So the United States is going to put up a terrible well fight over who has more influence in Jamaica. The growing Chinese influence or the tardy American influence that we have there that really does very little for us. Because as such a country within America's backyard, with the resources we have, all of those rich materials that come out of our backside that advance America in the electronic car industry, the mobile phone industry, the computer industry, the weaponization of America like B-52 bombs and all of that. Yes, the material from our backside is what really made those things. So just like coal, Saudi Arabia rich out of oil, we could have been rich out of bauxite. Just like we made Britain rich out of agriculture, we could make ourselves rich out of agriculture. We do not have a government. We do not have a government that cares about us that way. So why France no go look after Haiti and take what America want down there? The French cannot go back there, Ladybug, because from Toussaint Louverture and all of them beat them and defeat them. What the French have been doing is working surreptitiously with the Americans to continue to undermine Haiti's development. But what after them lose Haiti, they turn their attention to hold strongly on to the colonies of West Africa, which they call the Francophone countries. Abraham Toure and a lot of these other presidents, such as the Malian president, I think Senegal as well, Niger, they have yanked the French hands of precious materials such as gold and uranium, especially the uranium that the French use to lit their street and that they use to make them nuclear weapon that Africa doesn't have. So they're really been stifled at the moment, given that the young people have risen up and you have progressive leader, meaningful leader like Abraham Toure, revolutionary leader. France is tipping over the edge because them just cannot afford the niceties anymore. They're gonna have to raise tax. So that protest where you say block everything in France, it's relation to them raising tax and all of them sinting there. These people use our resources to fight wars. The war them where you say France a poke them nose into. It was on the coffers of Western Africa. Can't wait for them drop overboard. Not even rope. Nobody now got choke them. France don't have nothing without Africa. And this is why they're going down. Without the stranglehold on Africa, France is literally nothing. Nothing. Without that stranglehold on Africa, they are literally nothing. And now that we have sensible leaders, we only hope the rest of them could hurry up and wake up, because the more of them wake up is the more devastating it is for Europe and America. America have a aisle for themselves and so on where them can bat upon, you know. But them you want in Europe where you hear a push war with Russia, them are back Israel against Iran. Them and Saudi Arabia not put upon a good deal right here now because they have bombed Qatar. So, this is one of the reasons for the tension in the Western Hemisphere. Because if we can't get it from the East, the West have it and we want it. Donald Trump is not ashamed to say he wants his hand on those oil for free. Because, you know, America don't like to buy oil, isn't it? For free. So Jamaica is really, really in a tight spot. Those of you who don't understand geopolitics, I don't know how better to explain it to you. We're at a crossroad at the moment. Leadership, though. Leadership is something that will take us in the wrong or the right direction. Leadership is what matters in this whole tirade that the gringo is carrying out on the planet, forcing everybody to kneel down to America. And if you do not kneel down to America, then we're going to slap tariff on you. We're going to this and we're going to that. America does not have the power economically, while you may host it militarily. America does not have the power economically to boss people around anymore. The president in Donald Trump have no idea how the thing works. America, Donald Trump at the moment is operating as how what the World War One, what the World War Two president did name, as how that president is operating, carving up the world and telling everybody else who you can be friends with and who you cannot. Hmm? Who you can be friends with and who you cannot. With the emergence of Russia back on the world stage, with the growth of China and India, with the development of the Middle Eastern bloc, the dynamic and the power shift has changed. America under Donald Trump is still yet to realize that. Our Prime Minister has no idea and to understand the situation where we in you, trust me. And to understand with the situation that we're in, what Andrew is concerned about, how much can I make out of this situation for myself? Thank you. Andrew Holness fully understand the situation we're in as a country. But what he's rather concerned about, Lovan, how you do, is how much him can make for himself. The problem we have in leadership at the moment, when Andrew Holness make decision, we are not anywhere near what the Prime Minister decision I make. And this is why I am imploring Jamaicans to focus now. Let the play and the play pan galangin done with now. The war what we normally see in the Middle East and them place there, it's about to come on our border. Don't bother think say America is going to drop bomb on Venezuela. And if Jamaica take a strong stance in this Chinese relationship where they want to relinquish, America is going to afraid to drop bombs on us. They will not. Or they don't have to drop bombs on us. The Americans, the CIA are very good when it comes to sponsoring civil unrest in any country. They are very good when it comes to sponsoring civil unrest. This is how America break up countries that they don't want to invade. We saw the Americans did the same thing in Jamaica to get rid of Michael Manley. Civil unrest, embargo, and starvation. Is it not? We cannot continue to sleep at this point when war is on our doorstep. A mad gringo is threatening us because once president, if he go bomb Venezuela for drugs, and Jamaica is being added to the major countries, not the low-level country when it comes to drug producing and drug transporting. We are one of the major countries, Donald Trump says. There will be a demand on Jamaica to do something that will not be in our interest. A long time I thought, let me take a break. Hey. Lord God Almighty,
Lord, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. That's a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. first of all, may God, what I seen to make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan, make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. So, my favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red.
Thank you for staying. Now, on this matter calls for public unity. The divisiveness of JLP and PNP, we cannot use that political tactic to deal with an international issue. And it's bringing a bad feeling to the devil that got Sony. May I tell you, Nick, me wouldn't like to be in an Andrew Holness position right now, because this is why the title this evening said tight spot. The Prime Minister is in a tight spot. Regardless of our difference with the Prime Minister on political matters, this is broader, Jamaicans. This is broader than our domestic politics, which, Jamaicans, requires national unity. Now, if we're speaking with a divisive voice, PNP versus labor right, on such an important development, we are to have a united front. So if we leader I go with we, him come with we, or if the leader I go against we, as a country, we know the leader is going against us. But divisiveness in the time of war, Jamaica, or in the time of a pending war within the region, is not to our benefit. I don't know if you understand it. The British and the Americans have this nonsense about them. The populace will, before going to war, you will have division between the population, whether we support the war or not. But Britain and America populace has a behavior that says, we don't agree with the war, but once our troops are at war, we have to support them. No, we cannot fight a war with America, equal or unequal. It will be America's tirade. But the unity, though, of the people, as you see Nicolas Maduro at the moment, is uniting the country. Because even though there are political fractions in the country, everybody hate the United States. When it comes to the interference in your country, nobody don't like America. And these things like this cause national unity. I am imploring you, Jamaicans, find it within you. Find it within you to make sure that we unite around a common cause on this matter. We don't pull Andrew Holness here and there like it's a domestic issue we are dealing with. We have to confront America with a united voice. If America say, cut your ties on your visa and go on, Africa is a developing country where we can go build our own business, we can move, we can do tourists there. Africa is developing. We shouldn't stifle ourselves and say America is the be-all and end-all in this world. America has lived its short life. America has lived its short life of 200 and odd years of so-called independence and about 80 years of its hegemon, because their hegemon started after World War II. It's one of the shortest empire on this planet. When an empire is going out, then don't go out nicely. Be careful where we're taking this Jamaica. We need to speak with a united voice, and we need to make sure we leader a stand with us and we a stand with we leader. Short of that, whatever happens will not benefit us, because either Jamaica is going to force not to have a relationship with the Chinese, and then the American economy is not strong enough to carry us anymore, because the same Jamaicans in America, President Trump had do everything he can for pushing us out. While he might telling us how they can't have a relationship with the Chinese, he might pushing out time country. So we need to approach this thing united. Yes, we have a difference with Andrew Holness, but when it comes to fighting Donald Trump, we can put down with problem with Andrew Holness, and the whole will confront the demon ahead of us. And then when we're in America done, we start back on Andrew again. But this is not something that we should apply our behavior of our domestic politics to. It's only going to hurt us in the long run. We did it in the late 70s, 80s between Cuba and America. We did it just last year with Cuba and America. Will we change direction at the moment, or what America says go? I want to thank you all for being here tonight. Lovely to have your support. If you're new to the program, please give us a follow, so when we go live, you certainly will get our notification. Thank you very much for being here tonight. Make sure you hit the like button if you have not yet done so. And please do join us right back here tomorrow morning for your At a Glance program. Thank you very much, and good night from Global TV. No, I have no question for you.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is so dead. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. That's a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear not hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rub and cheat, and not press the poor. Make up what I seen him. Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. Big man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Big man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked fool. Wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta. I sell a house. I sell out Babylon. Yes, talk on the Friday. Human Joe and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to a wicked man. Oh, what a black thing, human Joe and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to a wicked man. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one, big him and Joe one stone, and he bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what's a black big him and Joe one stone, and he bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman Joe one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.